I'm Emily Powell, British contemporary artist, and I'd love to show you around my home in Devon. So this is where I really let my imagination run wild with my daughter, who's 4. It's really nice to have different easels around the house with different things on to look at. It's all about looking at paintings in different light and understanding them. Early mornings and late evenings in here, I can just come and let loose. And this is where I do most of my sort of thinking and painting at home. Welcome to my hallway. As you can see, there's a lot going on. My original hope when I bought this house was to keep it quite minimalist, one colour each wall, you know how people do it. But I went to the paint shop and I thought, oh, maybe I'll just buy a few colours, got decorating, and then it got out of hand. And it's so much more than decoration now. It's memories, it's emotion, it's a way of living. One of the non-practical reasons why I bought this house is there's a beautiful fig tree in the front garden. And when I got here, I really wanted to paint it. So did lots of canvases of the fig tree. And then it wasn't enough. So I came off the canvas and I went up and over the ceiling and brought it in from the outside and all over the walls and the ceilings. And it felt like it expressed it so much better to be surrounded by it. So all over the place, there's nods to my life so far. And down here is Nicholas Muse, where my husband and I met at art school. It's a really ugly set of terraces, but I love them. They gave me so many happy memories. So you'll notice there's birds flying all over the house, and I find them so comforting. My dad died when I was 7, and I couldn't understand losing him, and I didn't really have a faith or anything. So I very much imagined him flying. So the birds bring me so much comfort. So everywhere I go, I paint birds that surround me and make me feel happy and like he's with me. So you'll notice in each room, there's birds flying around. So this is my living room, the most cozy room in the house. I've painted it red because I want it to be so womb-like and comforting. And I've got so many generous colours on the wall and pattern to just really make the room surround you. So when you sit at the end of the day, it feels like you're being held. It's a lot to take in, but it's sort of sewn in with so many important flowers from my trips and birds representing dad and little bits of whimsy for my daughter. It's a real patchwork of joy. This is the best way of explaining it. I can't bear flat, plain walls. They make me feel quite panicky, but this corner, it shows you all the layers of colours over each other and the generosity of it. And there's more depth to it. I can hear people crying from here because I've painted over beautiful Victorian tiles. But I had to do it as soon as I got the house because I was so keen on putting our story onto the tiles. Up here, I've got the family. So me, my husband and my daughter. Not every room is separate. The painting flows because it's one large painting, the whole house. The door is a painting on a painting. I've used the frame to frame the painting, and it brings me so much happiness that we had to have it on the door. The whole house is one giant artwork. You might notice some goats. They've escaped from the circus, and you'll realise what I mean in a minute. Next door is the playroom. It's a really special room to me. Let me show you why. So this is where I really let my imagination run wild with my daughter, who's 4. We've had this house for the last 3 years, and we've added so much to the playroom over that time. This is where we do jigsaws, play games, do all sorts of like kitchen role play, all of the lovely things. It's got a huge circus tent bringing up over to the ceiling, and that very much makes it feel protected and cozy and a place to let loose. And she very much does let loose in this room. And then there's different animals in books that we read about together that I've put on the wall that she's asked me to add. Lions that we've given names, personalities to. Again, I've added the birds because it didn't feel right without the birds. And my daughter's grown up loving the birds flying around as well. These animals have just become part of the family very much at this point. They bring us all a lot of joy and comfort. So you'll notice a big L. Cornelison sign on the wall. My dad took me there before he died, and he introduced me to all the coloured paints in there. So I had this sign made because it's such a nice memory, and I let my daughter paint on this wall as well, so she can really start to enjoy painting and colour and imagination too. This wasn't a one painting and done, it keeps changing all the time. My daughter pointed out that the animals didn't have party hats on when we were having a party, so we added party hats, and it'll keep changing. I don't know what they're gonna have next. And as we come out of the playroom, there's a thatched cottage down here that we first stayed in Devon as a family with my mum and dad about 30 years ago. And it really began my love of Devon. Going from the thatched cottage in Devon to the Arctic mountains, we went on an expedition last year to paint the Arctic. I've now got the rolling white snow and the turquoise and all the colours of the Arctic laced through the hall. The funny thing is, when I actually went to the Arctic, I forgot to take white paint. So it was quite good to be able to come back and use white paint for the snow. Opposite the Arctic, we're walking through the Arctic waters, which was so turquoise and blue. I can't explain it with words. It has to be with paint. And then on the other side is a huge swimming pool. So I decided that this is a 5-bedroom house with a swimming pool. It's very much a bit of an ode to David Hockney because he lives a swimming pool, and I love David Hockney as well. So this is the kitchen diner, my favourite room in the house. The table is very much where we gather, eat, homework, romantic meals, everything. It all happens here, and it's had to be pink, it had to be orange, it had to be all the yellows. It gives it that sort of warm home central hub that I really wanted. So you'll notice I've painted blue and white crockery over the room onto the furniture, and then there's blue plates all over the wall. Now, when I first started painting them, we couldn't afford really posh, fancy blue and white plates. So I thought I'll just add them in, put them on shelves and collect them like that instead. It's really nice to have different easels around the house with different things on to look at. It's all about looking at paintings in different light and understanding them. So when I get that 10 minutes in the morning after the nursery drop off, I can sit at the table with a cup of tea and look at a painting in different light to one of my studios. It's a really lovely way to absorb paintings. And also it's a great place for my daughter to paint or to talk about my work with my husband, who's always giving me feedback and helping me out. It's a really integral part of my process. This is the fridge and the freezer, and I've put Delftware all over them. And even you'll notice microwaves are so ugly, but I've decided to double down on that and make a Delft microwave plate because I just couldn't think of what else to do about the microwave. Let me show you the kitchen wall. It's got all the Delftware across it. It's got my wishes, what do you call it when you forecast what you want in the future. I've painted an Aga above the stove. No offense to the stove, but that would be my hope for the future. And then I've got some pottery that I've painted myself. And then I've added in the flat plates too. So you can never quite work out what's a real plate and what's a flat plate. And then I've thrown in a few spoons as well. On this mug rack, I've got all these lovely blues. And then I painted a mug on as well. There's comedy in it with my husband where it's sort of like, where's the mug? He does well to live within this painting. So there was a boiler here, the boiler is here, and Jack made a simple wooden box to go around it. And I painted it in a bit of a shrine to our dads. Both of our dads are dead, and we put their favourite flowers on it. And it's a bit of a memory to them because they would have helped us fix the boiler when it broke and things like that. Those memories laced into our life every day and not forgetting them. So it says for Dad and Robin, and then July 2025, which was a year after Jack's dad died. And he loved it. That was a present to him from me. love this window, watching the seasons change and being able to watch my daughter play outside in her playhouse, which she completely painted because she wanted to paint her house just like I'd painted my house. So you've seen the downstairs, let me show you the upstairs. So as we walk through to my daughter's room, you see a whole host of sunflowers and they surround the doorway and the sort of walls going into her room. And they're a memory of last summer we spent on Scilly together as a family, and we all fell in love with the sunflowers so much. This is my daughter's room and it's just so full of colour and all the animals she loves. If you look round, you can see on the wall all the animals that we read about, but in a fun way. Some of them have got sunglasses on because she sometimes gets scared of the eyes at night. So we'll put sunglasses on them, or we'll put a little bit of tape over their eyes just because she gets a bit worried about it. It's so lovely in the evenings because we lie down together and talk about the ceiling above us. So we make up our own stories. So it's really become so many narratives within the walls. It's beautiful and it's so nice to hear her becoming creative. This is the famous dog and she carries him everywhere. This is actually Dog's brother, but Dog's out at the moment. He is her favourite toy, brings her so much joy every day. He goes everywhere with her. And so on birthdays and things, I paint her paintings of him. And there's a proper shrine to Dog all round the fireplace. And it just because she knows him really well and she loves him, definitely her first love, he had to be incorporated into the room. This room is full of things that I've painted for her because I can't think of any other way to express how much I love her than give her painted objects. So we've got a violin here and it says 2.5. So it was for her 2.5 birthday. It's got Dog on it, May 2024, and all the flowers. And it says, "You are amazing." Coming through our main landing here, or what we call Paris, is a huge painting of the buildings of Paris in the summertime. So it's got all those warmth of the colours from the brickwork, the sunshine on the brickwork in Paris, and then these light greens in the afternoon sun. And that's through the floor and on the walls, both sides. And as Paris ends, it takes you into my home studio. Let me show you. So this is my home studio. It was meant to be my office and very much used to call it my dry office, where I was meant to do emails and like read paperwork things, but it just got out of hand. I've got a young family and this bears the brunt of my creativity in the morning, early mornings and late evenings in here. I can just come and let loose. And this is where I do most of my sort of thinking and painting at home. And then I have a barn studio on Dartmoor where I do my huge pieces. I love my desk lamps that I've painted on the wall. I associate desk lamps with sort of sitting at my desk and just that lovely time where you can think and plot things out and draw and be. So I have various easels dotted about, and this is one here that really is my main easel. Easels are very much like good friends, and this one has become part of the family. This is the size that I normally go up to in here, 1 metre by 1 metre. And this very much is the welcoming in of spring. So I've put the flowers on the table and the fruit and the tea. We've just had the first day of spring. So this painting's all about welcoming it in. Devon through the window, beautiful patchworks, hint to France and the tablecloth I took to France, all the lovely things. And I'm just waiting for an oil layer to dry to put on a bit more paint. So we have a floor up here that's completely blank, and I'm going to paint that as a gift for the next people who come to live here. But for now, let me show you the master bedroom. So we're in the main bedroom and you'll notice there's a colour change in here. Very rich, warm creams and yellows. I've basically made it in the morning, it's lit and re-energises me. And in the evening, it glows underneath the lamps. There's nothing like sitting in here in the morning and the evening. It makes me feel so happy and content. I love this room so much. These were blank for a while, and then I couldn't help myself. I came back from the Inner Hebrides, a place called Tyree, and I painted the island all across them. I couldn't keep it to a canvas. It had to go all over the wardrobe. I love these are called the pudding houses of Tyree because they have like stones sticking out of them, really fond memories. The sky in Scotland, it went on forever. It goes up onto the ceiling, and the wildflower meadows on Tyree fall down onto the floor. It was doing it complete disservice to keep it just on the wardrobes. It had to breathe, it had to flow out completely. So this was one of the first rooms where I started painting on the walls, and I tried to do a wallpaper, and I thought, how hard can it be? It's just like a repeating pattern, and I paint all the time. Turns out so hard. I just don't have the brain to be able to repeat something. So the wallpaper just took off. It is a wallpaper of sorts, but it's more turned into another piece of the artwork, and there is no repeating pattern. So my daughter sometimes comes in at night to us if she's scared, and she's 4 and she gets a bit worried about things coming out the fireplace. She's got a very active imagination. I don't know where she got that from. So I painted a lion here to say that this will protect you and nothing bad will come out of the fireplace, and she loves it. I've given you a flavour of the rooms in my house now, and hopefully that gives you an understanding of how my brain works.
Hello, Riccardo Corelli from Chesterton's. Delighted to be instructed to sell Emily Powell's house down here in Devon. As you can see, it's an incredibly rare property. This is a really rare example of where property meets the art world. So to expand on the comment of where property meets the art world, so yes, we've got the bricks and mortar that's for sale, and what is very clear is that the walls and the floors and the ceiling have been painted, and that in itself is a piece of art. But what Emily's included here is almost 3 lots. We've got the house with the paintings, with the surfaces. We've got furniture, which we can see here. And as we walk around the house, we will see painted furniture as we go around. We also included will be pieces of canvas artwork, and the buyer will get the opportunity to choose some of the artwork that they want. Emily has got her studio in Dartmoor. She can take the buyer around, and they can substitute some of the artwork, and they can really capture the first decade of Emily's career. So we're now in Emily's home studio, and this is my favorite room because it's really personal to Emily. She spends her time in here painting when the family are asleep late in the evenings and early in the mornings, and that leads on to really the sort of the personal touch that Emily would like to leave, which is there are 2 rooms at the top of the house that have not been painted, and there it is a blank canvas for the owner to collaborate with Emily and make that space their own.
Thank you, Luxury Home Show, for visiting my house today. I hope you had a lovely look round. If you liked any of the work you saw, you can visit my social or my website in the link below. Bye.
Hi, Interior Design Show. I'm Flora Slater, founder of Studio Flora, and this is my home in Queen's Park. I think the beauty of designing your own house is that you can really take a risk. We've incorporated sort of built-in banquette seating, which we love, and it allows for more people to sit when we host people for dinner parties.